It's the 20th of May and I'm Tom Glasson. Welcome to The Roast. Now, in light of accusations that Naplan testing is stressing kids out, I've decided to start drinking around children. Doesn't do anything for the kids, but it certainly calms me down around all those stress bags. Go to bed, Jessica! Smooth. Tonight, Naplan stresses out kids and the unions stress out Bill Shorten. Just take a chill pill, Australia. First though, Mark Humphries has the headlines.
Joe Hockey, Federal Treasurer and Ambassador for Flop Sweat, appeared on Q&A last night. After last week's grilling by 7:30's Sarah Ferguson, Joe was brave to appear on the show hosted by her husband, Tony Jones. Joe's like a naive guy they picked up at a bar before taking them back to their place so they could both have their way with him. And following on from Christopher Pine's Q&A appearance, you can bet Katie Noonan was tuning up backstage. But since Vince Sorrenti wasn't on the panel this week, Joe Hockey had to get the laughs himself.
No, I don't think you have to lie to get elected.
I believe we have footage of all the Australian politicians elected without lying.
Uh-oh.
And worryingly for a treasurer, Joe still hasn't grasped what a tax is.
This co-payment you've agreed is effectively a tax on people going to the doctor.
I don't accept it. It's a payment. Well, you can call it a tax.
You
can call it
whatever
you
tax.
want.
You admitted it was
no,
a tax.
No, I didn't actually. And the fact is, you know, it is a payment. But it comes out of a pocket.
Ah, yes, Joe, but whose pocket?
It comes out of someone's pocket, a taxpayer's pocket.
So the payment that comes out of the taxpayer's pocket isn't a tax?
But your call. You want to call it a tax, you can call it anything you want. You can call it a rabbit.
That's a terrible idea. Who wants to pay the goods and services rabbit? Later on, conversation turned to Hockey's old boss.
John Howard says your changes to tax benefit Part B are in effect a tax increase. Another tax
I don't think
increase.
he actually said that.
Take it away, John.
I think in reality, the constraining of tax benefits is in effect a tax rise.
Bad luck, Joe. Maybe try giving us another fact.
I mean, your life doesn't end when you turn 50.
Tell that to Michael Jackson. Though, all in all, we can safely conclude there was one reason why this was the best ever episode of Q&A. Clive Palmer, the federal member who confuses question time with nap time, says he will oppose the Abbott government's plan to deregulate university fees just days after indicating he would support the controversial changes. Gee, it's almost as though he's making this shit up as he goes. Palmer, seen here with his speechwriter, seemed to have good news for the government last week.
I think we've got to be realistic and not oppose anything for the sake of it.
Realistic? That doesn't sound like the Clive I didn't vote for. But now he says he isn't buying what Education Minister Christopher Pine's selling.
He almost convinced me on some things, but now I realise what he was on about, I don't agree with him.
So he was going to support them when he didn't know what they were on about. That's the Clive I didn't vote for. For The Roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Well, first up tonight, opposition leader Bill Shorten came to power promising to modernise the Labor Party. And over the weekend, he put those proposed reforms to a vote at Victoria's ALP conference. So, how did it go?
All those in favour of adoption of this change to the rules, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no.
No. You're in politics, guys. Put your vote in a box.
I call that lost.
Count. Yeah, everyone say a number and we'll see who gets the highest. And they did, and Shorten lost, prompting some members to criticise Labor's failure to reform and then other members to criticise the critics.
The ALP is so good at shooting itself in the foot. Whenever we do something good, somebody runs out into the media and tells everyone how bad we are.
Yeah, just like this guy.
The ALP is so good at shooting itself in the foot.
You are doing the shooting.
So everyone voting for us knows we're really, really bad.
Don't reload.
Well, we're not bad.
Quick poll, are we bad? Everyone just shout your answers at me. No, sorry, actually I can't hear. One at a time. You, Nick Rees, a public policy fellow at the University of Melbourne.
The paradox with reforming a political organisation is that those who have the power don't want to give it up.
So effectively, both the unions and the ALP power brokers just need to learn how to say yes to reform so that they have a chance to get a small share of power as opposed to a controlling share of nothing.
Welcome, everyone. We're here to introduce some positivity back into the Labor Party. No one likes a naysayer. Can I get a hear here? That's okay. We'll work on that. Now, I'm going to ask you to make some small personal sacrifices in the interest of the group, and I want you to answer yes no matter what it is, okay?
No.
Okay. Now, remember, it's for the good of the party, so I just want you to say yes. You, sir, will you allow an open vote in pre-selections to allow for candidates that don't represent narrow factional interests?
Yes.
Brilliant! We're on the way to real reform, comrades. You, will you give me your lunch?
Yes.
See, she gets it. Oh, this is peanut butter. I can't eat peanuts, I'm allergic.
Just say yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
For the good of the party?
Yes. 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 Yes.
The greater good. But not everyone thinks the Labor leader should focus on reform. I mean, just ask this former Labor leader.
And I tell you what, a bottom drawer full of killer arguments directed at your opposition counts a whole lot more than endless tinkering with the party structure. Winning debates with sizzling one-liners.
Because I think we can all agree that the biggest problem with politics today is that there aren't enough sound bites. But if killer political jokes are the test of great leadership, then this guy should be PM.
The days of Labor disunity are behind us.
It's hysterical. We'll be right back.
Have you ever willingly given up great personal power for the good of the masses? Did you really give up that power? Really? Because I'm pretty sure no one ever gives up power. This social media call-out is going to yield few results, but still, we'd love to hear about it at The Roast TV or hashtag RoastTV.
Finally tonight, Naplan, the National Assessment Program for Literacy and Numeracy, is coming under fire after a study found it places stress on young children. And young people have enough to worry about already. What with the stress of having monsters under beds, girls next door giving you girl germs, getting your fingers bent back when you're playing netball, swallowing gum and not pooping it out for 7 years, eating a watermelon seed and having a watermelon tree grow inside your tummy, getting knocked on the temple and dying, a general fear of bindies, and your parents constantly late to pick you up from school. Not because they forgot, but because they don't love you. So with the stress of kidhood, they don't want to be dealing with those 10 times tables. And yet they have to, because Naplan was introduced in 2008 as a way to rank schools so that parents could identify the best one to send their kids to. You know, it's the old, if you've got a good kid, send them to a good school, got a shit kid, shit school approach. But if Naplan's intention is to identify good schools, and with reports some teachers are helping their students cheat on the test to get better results, well, perhaps the teachers shouldn't be testing the children, but rather the children should be testing the teachers.
2 minutes, Miss Lee.
Okay, question 58. An underperforming student could drag your whole class's literacy results down in the Naplan test. Do you A, call in a bomb threat at the school, B, frame them for smoking in the dunnies and then suspend them on the day of the test, C, knock them out, leave their unconscious body in the cleaner's closet, dress in their uniform and do the test for them, or D, assure them that there is no need to be anxious?
Sound it out.
Anxious. And for extra credit, explain in 25 words or less, why do teachers smell like butts?
I'll tell you why teachers smell like butts, because they eat butts for breakfast. Ha! Suck it, Mr. Winthorpe. Now, the study has revealed that some kids are experiencing heightened levels of stress, displaying symptoms such as vomiting, sleeplessness, and migraines. So, no good.
Only some kids are vomiting, Tom. Clearly, those other kids don't realise the gravity of these tests. The Naplan guys need to up their game and not stop until 100% of the exams come back coated in chocolate rain. Because life sucks, kids, and Naplan's just getting you ready. Oh, I'm sorry. You're stressed because you don't know how to identify an adjective in a sentence? You know what's more stressful? I was at the doctor yesterday and they found a lump. Now, I'm not prepared for a lump. Of course, it could be a cyst, but that's still minor surgery down there in my delicates. I'll tell you what, kid, I'll take your stressful test if you hook me up with a fresh testy. I want them to match, so I'm looking for something about the size of my fist.
Kids don't, it's fine.
So as far as I'm concerned, Tom, kids aren't taking these Naplan exams seriously enough.
Oh, well, this kid's taking it pretty seriously.
The teachers told me that if you don't do well in Naplan, you won't get a good education to get into a good school. And then if you don't get a good education, you can't get a good job.
Yeah, and that's just the abridged version. That kid needs an education in cold, hard reality like I make sure my son has for his tests.
What is the train's average speed? Is it A, 95 kilometres per hour, B...
Sorry to interrupt, son. I don't want to put more pressure on you than there already is, but I brought your future boss here. He's waiting outside, and if you fail this test, he's not going to give you a job, and then who's going to support your future wife and kids if you're an unemployed bum, huh? Begging for change outside a bank because you have no income? Covering your face in dirt so when your friends and family walk past, we don't recognise you and we just wonder, who is that weird homeless man? But deep down we know it's you, but we're giving you the courtesy of pretending we don't. And we know you know because not one of us can look you in the eye for longer than a second, you pathetic piece of shit.
Down.
Pens down! Pens down! Huh? You do good, boy? Hey? That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Stupid kid.
You do good. Nick, I have to say, it's a good thing they didn't have Naplan at school when you were there.
Nah, I don't need no stinking tests, Tom. I'm not even in school, but I read at a 5th grade level.
Oh, well, that's very good, Nick.
Yeah, kill germs. Oh, get them off.
Of course, the main flaw with the design of Naplan is that it puts all the pressure to perform on the students themselves.
Okay, so here's your lunch, and your school hat, and your pencil case, and here's the expectation of your parents, and the teachers, and the school, and also the state government, and the Commonwealth. So run along, have a good day at school. Oh, wait, you forgot your apple. There you go. Have a good day.
Also, don't let the other kids see you stress crying or you won't make any friends. Because the thing is, Naplan could be a good way to compare how schools are performing if everyone just chilled out about it a bit. And at the end of the day, it is still a better system of testing than the Hunger Games, because all that tested was our patience to sit through 3 hours of weird sexual tension between Winter's Bone and a kid painted like a rock. Am I Prime Minister yet?
No, Tom. If you want your killer zingers to get you elected, your jokes are going to have to start making like the Hunger Games and catching fire. PM! District 12.